Hello everybody, I am PsyStarcraft and welcome back to another Heart of the Swarm commentary, or I should say PsySickcraft, although it's just a minor cold and I'm getting over it. You can tell my voice is a little bit stuffy though. Today it's going to be a replay cast. I played quite a few games last night and I'm kind of hesitant to say this, but I actually enjoyed myself. Had a lot of good macro games. You're going to see a macro game this game. It's a Zerg versus Terran. In the left side, I am Quantic Psy, the blue Zerg. No longer a part of Quantic. I really need to change that name. And in the top right, my opponent is FlyHigh, the red Terran player. Don't know who this guy is, but I do play players that are matched similar difficulties, so it should be a good game. I did say it was a macro game, so it's got to last some amount of time. Can't remember the last macro game I was actually a part of and I actually cast. That wasn't a 2 versus 2. I've been doing a lot of 2 versus 2 lately, but I hammered out quite a few games yesterday. Hopefully you don't, like, before you watch my replays or watch my videos, you don't look at my match history and are like, oh, Psy lost to this person or Psy won to this person, so I'm gonna know how this game ends up. That'd be pointless. Why would you ruin it like that? Just to be like, oh, first, I bet Psy loses this game. LOL. I'm so special. Anyway. Widow Mines are really good. Played a lot of games last night against Terran. Well, not a lot, but most of them were against Terran. And Widow Mines are fucking crazy, dude. You cannot use Ling Muta Bailing on them. Like, it's impossible. Which makes sense. I mean, melee units with low life and susceptible to splash aren't going to work real great against them. And Mutas and Lings and Bailings kind of are all of that. So you kind of need, like, Roach or Hydra or Broodlord. Ultralists work fine as well. But the worst part about Widow Mines is just how inconvenient it is to try to detect them, because you have to move your Overseers within range, but not so close that the Widow Mines bomb your Overseers. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's really hard. It's really hard to work on, and I don't think they hit cloaked units, so Observers work fine against Widow Mines. And Scan, of course, works fine against Widow Mines. Plus, Terran have so many ranged units, I don't think in TVT Widow Mines would be very effective, so I don't know, man. It's a really good unit against Zerg players. Super cheap. I would easily rather have like 5 Widow Mines than 5 Roaches. Just, it's crazy playing around them. But anyway, let's get back to the match. Of course, on Antigua Shipyard, it is now cross position only. So you'll notice I'm flying my Overlord immediately to this location outside the expansion. Didn't even bother scouting this base because I knew he couldn't spawn there. Overlord kind of keeping track of what his SCB is doing, making sure he's not going to bunker me or anything. I saw the SCB come up the ramp, so not super worried about that. And my opponent is going for a fast expansion. My Overlord's going to be seeing that. Now, I'm coming up with like a new, safer build. Again, I don't watch a lot of pro players, so I don't know like what the standard builds are. I know standard-ish builds and standardish metagames, but not to a T. So anyway, my first 100 gas I like to get link speed, of course, and my second 100 I like to stay on gas and get Overlord speed and just scout right away, so prevent any Banshee play or like all-in play and stuff like that. So I've been trying that a lot lately, and it seems to time out pretty well. I'm not sure how it affects my mineral income though, because you are staying on the gas for that Overlord speed, and you're losing minerals that way, and also you're starting the Overlord speed, you're losing 2 drones that way. So it's hard to say, but you know, I feel like at this level of play, you really just need to scout a lot of the cheese, and any mineral economy you lose because of, you know, getting that Overlord speed isn't going to have a huge impact at this level of play, not until you're like super high up. Losing 1 ling right there. I am seeing the expansion though. This Overlord, I don't think quite scouted it. Fail, Overlord, you piece of shit. Do your freaking job, man. But anyway, you see the link speed on the way. 100 gas is finished, so I should be starting my Overlord speed pretty soon if I'm going to be taking my own advice. It doesn't look like I'm going to be. A scan going off from the Terran player already, so he sees those 2 lings, possibly a bit worried about some kind of Baneling bust. There's the Overlord speed. Very fast to research, so I'm really glad Blizzard gave Overlords the chance to do that. Like, they didn't just straight up give Overlords more speed, and so it would be easy to scout without investing anything, but they did allow us to, at a cost, scout in the early game, and I really like that change. So that was probably a change that David Kim didn't make, because David Kim's a piece of shit. Love you, David Kim. See you at BlizzCon. But anyway, if we check out the harvest count, it's 42 to 26, typical Zerg style, not getting any units. And the obvious reason for this is my opponent is expanding so early. There's no reason to really get any units. He's even building a third command center, and this is something I'm going to be able to see now that my Overlord speed is finished. So you can see 2 Overlords trucking it over there. This guy just kind of hanging out up here, just for shits and giggles, basically. And I'm taking a 3rd base and preparing a Roach War, and the Roach War is, of course, going to be for any Hellions or Battle Hellions. Battle Hellion drops super popular nowadays. Up by 10 on harvesters, but if you check out the income, I'm not going to be up by a ton because mules are so damn good. Still the best unit in the game by far. This thing just kind of running in, checking out the gas counts. You're going to see that he's only mined about 50 from there, and here come the suicidal overlords. Actually, the awesome thing is these aren't even suicidal overlords. They're just normal overlords because they can get away. There's no way your opponent's going to have stim in time when he expanded so fast. And this is what I need to scout right here, the double armory. This guy is going mech, ladies and gents, so he's going to be going mech. My response to mech is still a bit unclear. I think Roach Baneling works really good against mech. I don't actually know. I know lots of drops and mobile play works, like regardless of what units you do. You want to keep your opponent on his feet. You want to force him to defend his base, to run around, defend his expansions and stuff like that. And we'll see if I capitalize against his mech play by doing that. But I mean, seeing those 2 armories like that, I even saw them complete finish, I believe. Close enough. But seeing that happen, I thought they like combined these. Did they not combine them anymore? I guess they... Oh yeah, they did. Okay, they combined the armor. The weapons are separate, but the armor's the same. That's really weird. But anyway, as I was saying, seeing that just should tell me, okay, get answers to mech. And that's why I've got the Baneling nest. I figure I'll try Roach Baneling because while it seems like counterintuitive to get Banelings, the thing about mech play is if they get tons of tanks, you can just get mutas and just completely destroy mech play. And if they just get a few, usually your Banelings can hit, and mech is so slow they can't dodge it. You'll just like explode on everything, and it's surprisingly cost effective. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better, Mr. Identikit. A little bit better, up to 70 harvesters. So again, seeing that 3rd command center, choosing to macro up as hard as I can, trying to deny this space. Oh, that Widowmine just fucking destroyed that. So they do 125 plus 35 to shields and 40 splash. Holy shit. So they can one-shot mutas. God, that's so good. Why is that so good? One-shotting mutas. That doesn't make sense. Why would they one-shot mutas? That's lame. So turning out quite a few roaches just to stop any Hellion play, because I do know he's got these factories. 2 more tech labs being added on, so we will be seeing some tank play, I think. How do you get Widow Mines? You just need a tech lab for Widow Mine, or for Hellbats, right? So you can build either of them. Can you actually... Oh, you can build them out of this too? Do you have to research that anymore? I don't even know how you build Hellbats. That's probably not a good thing, is it? Haha, taking down those Hellions, pieces of shit. And these Widow Mines are just going to stop anything I try to send at them. Actually, you know what? Watching this replay, I think I had a bit of an opening. Like, if you see heavy mech play, what are you guys doing? I don't know what that was. That was just bad. Every single roach. That was the worst. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. Taking another expansion. A very dangerous expansion, especially against mech. If he tries to station up here and he actually controls the high ground, there's no way I'm going to be keeping this base. So that's kind of risky. Swarm hosts on the way against mech. Not the greatest idea. Tanks just shut down swarm hosts so easily. Getting that locust upgrade. I mean, my macro's pretty good. I got to 70 drones while he was in the 40s. Very fast. But obviously that move in with the roaches was a poor decision. And also, I don't know about swarm hosts. I feel like it takes so long to get Thors out as mech, and he's actually not even getting any Thors. That mutas might have been a good play against this mech. They're really good against Thors. In small numbers, and of course against units that can't attack air. He's only got 1 turret here. I'm learning English thanks to your videos. I'm always the one who knows all the rude words at you. That's awesome. Good shit. So pretty much all tanks, and I feel like without any Thors right now, I don't know what this guy is doing. He's just scanning me over and over to make sure I don't have mutas, I guess. And he's like, oh, he doesn't have any spire. I'm just gonna keep making tanks. So that must be the case. Possibly saw the infestation pit and the swarm host, so getting some spines to thwart these Hellions. They're just kind of hanging out over here. Should get a couple of roaches though, just some roaches to run around, stop any Hellion harass and stuff like that. I do have a spine or 2 here, so far my macro's good. Like I said before, here come the Hellions. Oh, they're going into battle Hellion form. They do 32 damage against light. Yeah, fuck you, David Kim. You're a piece of shit, man. was not ready for this. I mean, I had spines ready, but it just didn't come in time. Now he's going to be transforming again to run the hell out of there, and it's going to work. So nice Hellion management, able to get a lot of damage out of just a couple of Hellions. Looks like one Widow Mine was taken out, and he sees that gold base, and he's like, okay, I can't let him have this gold base for too long. I know I killed some drones, but I'd rather just kill the base outright. Sending in the tanks. These swarm hosts have uprooted. I'm not sure why. Oh, scan goes off. Gonna be burrowing, and what you want to do in this situation is burrow, release the locust, and then get the hell out of there. Looks like I'm going to be doing that, but losing a lot of the swarm hosts, or a couple of them getting trapped in there. And see what I mean, man? Locusts just are not that good against tanks. They just get splashed down so easily. Running back, burrowing again, hoping to get another rally of swarm hosts, see if they can do any more damage. These drones taking a lot of damage as well. And this is the situation where dropping some roaches, dropping something would work. Even dropping on top of the tank army wouldn't be a bad idea. But of course, I'm just trying to go against mech head on, and that's not what you want to do in a ZvT when you're going against mech. He's now taking the gold base. Do I have my hive? Yes, my hive is actually complete. Greater Spire on the way, so finally a decent response to this mech play. Greater Spire Broodlords, of course, doing good against all of these units because they can't attack air. Mutas would even be good as well, and I should have responded with Mutas much sooner after I saw that he wasn't going Thors, and he's still not going Thors. And they take a long time to train, they're slow, so if I had just like 10 Mutas, I could probably kill at least half these tanks before he was able to run away. Swarm Host's not doing terrible just because his tanks are so spread out right now. Be able to kill those Hellbats and a couple of tanks, but still this base is going to be going down, and that's really the danger of I actually just killed a Hellion with my drones there. That's the danger of trying to take that gold base as a Zerg player. Setting in some roaches to supplement these locusts, not going to do a whole lot, and down go the roaches and the swarm hosts. Once again, roach not so good against mass tank. If there's Thors in the mix, then it can be good, but as you can see here, I'm really not adapting to seeing what kind of mech he's going. I mean, there's mech, and then there's a specific type of all-ground, all-tank mech, which is obviously what we're seeing here, but I'm not out of it. He has taken a lead right now, simply because of my poor unit choice, but working on getting another base up. Looks like I fumbled that hatchery placement. It's not actually going down right now. But these locusts doing a decent job picking off the tanks, getting good cost effectiveness. Like, it wasn't enough to actually protect my hatchery, but the cost effectiveness of them so far is pretty nice. See, look at that, taking down 3 more tanks. Another rally coming up the left side. If only those other ones would still be alive. And I know you guys are always saying, like, Psy, split the locusts, make sure they come out at a different angle, blah blah blah, but at this point it's not really that important. They're gonna die anyway. He's just got so many tanks, so much meat. And he's just churning out so much mech. Couple Broodlords on the way, but I have capped myself at 199, so I can't get more than a couple. Still, he's spreading his tanks so poorly that I'm able to get a lot of effectiveness out of these swarm hosts. And once I add Broodlords to the mix, I feel like it'll be pretty good. Creep spread could be a little bit better. He has kind of stopped it with his tanks, and killing that base really slowed down my creep spread. Still just working on scouting, dropping some creep down here. He's taking a base in the upper left. Now I'm throwing down that hatchery in the bottom right, but that's going to be kind of tough to defend against Hellions. Exactly, just like this. He knows it's there. I really need to get some spines up. Do I have burrow? I don't think I even have burrow, but these Broodlords are finally out. These tanks just destroying each other. It's amazing what a couple of air units can do against units that can't even attack air. I will cast all over your face all the time. And these Warhounds, or these Hellbats rather, 20 damage. They can actually kill a hatchery fairly quick. See, look how fast that's going down compared to like what the normal form Hellions would be doing right now. Of course, my opponent is going to be switching into Vikings now that he's seen the Broodlords. This is where I want to switch to Infestor, Corruptor, and Broodlord. The problem is I'm only on 3 base, and you really need a lot more economy than that to be able to fund all that gas. I do have some Corruptors, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Where are those Vikings at? I want to say the armor. Yeah, they get the armor upgrades. Oh, is that going to go down? Oh, he didn't lift it off. That's awesome. So that base is going to be completely destroyed. He's still running off of 3 base. But a drop in the main. Meanwhile, another Spire was going up to try to get some upgrades. But a drop in the main is going to stop that in its tracks. And now he's going to be sieging. Possibly not the greatest idea, waiting for my units to come to stop him, I guess. But if he were to just unsiege and focus down this hive, focus down the hatchery and all the tech structures, that would have been a lot better. That tank wouldn't have died to the splash damage from the broodlings. So a great drop from him. I probably could have seen it on the mini-map, but that's just another thing I need to get in the habit of doing, is watching that mini-map. I do have burrow. I could burrow those drones, but man, All these Broodlords, all these Corruptors getting picked off by these Vikings. Man, that's crazy. I think Vikings are going to be a lot better response to mutas now that they get the armor upgrade. If you're like responding to mutas after going mech, because the bounce is going to be reduced significantly. Probably still not cost effective, but it's just pretty insane that you can just be like, oh, well, I'm going to go mass ground, blah, blah, blah. Oh, want to switch up to air, already have upgrades. It's kind of silly. I think it's good change. It's tough. It's hard to deal with. It really changes the dynamic. But Corruptors in this number are still just fighting against Vikings. So down go his Vikings. Still need to try to salvage this third base. Looks like it's going to be going down. So my opponent doing a lot of really good drop play. And it's weird because I said I need to exploit his lack of mobility in mech, whereas he's the one exploiting my lack of mobility with swarm hosts. So he's doing what I should have done, and it's weird because I'm Zerg. You don't often say, oh, he's exploiting my lack of mobility when you're a Zerg player, but that's exactly what he's doing. These tanks holding the fort, getting a couple shots in. No, not even a couple shots in. Looks really close. I mean, look at this. I've got 21 swarm hosts. He's only got like 12 tanks, but he's able to handle it just fine. Now dropping some Hellbats here, trying to deny that base. These Vikings just kind of hanging out. I mean, they can't really do a whole lot against these swarm hosts, because if they land, I'll just kill them with my Locust, but they can keep vision on them, they can see what's going on, they can stop any Broodlords that want to push up. Here are the Broodlords, 5 Broodlords, lots of Corruptors able to destroy those Vikings, but my opponent is running on an additional base up in the top left, and a very simple scout. Look at this, just one Hellbat, just destroying everything. A very simple scout could completely deny this base, but I see every base on the map except for that one. And that's really unfortunate because holding your opponent to 3 bases in this type of situation is really critical to winning a ZvT, but instead he's able to drop a ton of mules over there. There's still damage going over here by these couple of swarm hosts. Need to take care of that as soon as I can. And it's going to be all about, leashing these Vikings in, but I don't know if that actually matters a lot. These Corruptors don't often have a problem. What are you doing? No, go back. Fight the Viking. What are you doing? They don't usually have a problem getting in range of Vikings to kill them. So if I continue to rally Corruptors, which is going to be tough because of my lack of gas, as you can see here, my Swarm Hosts and Broodlords should be able to take this game. But no, he's got a lot of Viking production coming out, 4 at a time. He was able to get 2 starports up with reactors. This base is still being just shot at by these Hellbats. My multitasking not going so well right now. 6 tanks moving out, seeing if he can deny any more bases or just set up a little siege area right here, and that's going to do just fine. Stop any gold base. This one's finally up and mining. He's got some Thors finally as well, but these Thors are a little bit late. I feel like they're not going to do a whole lot against Broodlords. And especially against Locusts. Thor is terrible against Locusts, and that might be what influenced him to get so many tanks in the early game. But a very close game. Again, Overlord spread would have helped immensely in this type of situation, but instead he's going to get freedom to siege up and just bomb away at everything. I was able to get the drones out, but again, I still have not seen this base, and he's getting so much gas from that base, not choosing to get a lot of minerals from that base, and these 2 Hellbats still just shooting away at that greater spire. My multitasking so bad right now. Now trying to bust down these side rocks, side debris, or debris, should I say? That's how it's really pronounced. To get out his third, he's just kind of wishfully trying to land at the gold base, but of course that's not going to happen. Upgrades on my Broodlords, not great, and these guys just sort of containing him. So I feel like I have a slight edge right now. He does have my Broodlords contained with these Vikings, but these Swarm Hosts aren't going to be going down to anything anytime soon. There's just too many of them. He doesn't have enough tanks, and finally getting some damage in while he's on siege. And look how fast these Thors go down, man. 3-3 Swarm Hosts. So good. This Thor is probably going to go down too. Maybe even a tank. No, looks like finally he's going to clean that up. But, oh, here we go. Big fight. Pulling in the Vikings to try to get some easier shots off on them. But no, he's got so many Vikings, he even got an air attack upgrade for them, and these Vipers are completely useless. I need to get these Vipers back. That was a huge gas sink. I think I got 3 or 4 Vipers. And look at all my money. I have so much money, but he killed my Spires with his fucking Hellbats. Now he's going to land. I need to bring some of my Swarm Hosts or my Locusts back. This is so crazy. I could not be playing this game any worse. Finally going to bring him back. He's going to be focusing him down, losing only a couple, but killing about 3 or 4 Swarm Hosts. And I'm really struggling to get my macro back going. I have to retreat with my Broodlords. Now sending a couple of Locusts to protect my Swarm Hosts. I mean, look at all this free money I'm getting. These guys have really shined. Despite him being able to take advantage of their lack of mobility. And now retraining my lair to get my Spire. And I can't really get Hydras, can I? I guess my Hydras would be 3-3, but I need something to kill these Vikings. Infestors would be good. Corruptors would be good instead of Vipers, man. But I don't have a Spire up. And Scouting would be good as well. Just a couple of Lings to deny every single hidden base he's trying to get. It's crazy. How do I not know he has these? I see the missile turrets. My Overlord was sitting there. But for some reason, whatever he's doing is just working. I'm not where I need to be. He's even picking off some drones here. Why don't I just send my roaches back? I don't even know. This is disheartening to actually watch. Looks like I was able to get him with my Broodlords. Now he's going to left off and maybe hunt my Broodlords. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Where are you, Broodlords? 3 spores going down. I don't know where those are going. Looks like they're going at the gold base. So this gold base is really all I have at the moment. Need to start producing my Spire once again. He still doesn't have a lot of Vikings. He's producing 4 more. He's only got 4 Vikings out on the field, though. Check out the units count. Okay, he actually has 7. Not sure where the other ones are. And my Swarm Host still able to get a couple shots in, maybe. It's hard to say. And now, shuttling up some tanks to secure this base. Really good tank positioning. I'm not going to be able to take that with air because he has Viking positioning. I'm not going to be able to take him with Swarm Host because he can just bomb away at all my Locusts. Roaches coming up to see what's going on, and they're just going to get obliterated. Not looking real good. Losing that Spire and Greater Spire just to a couple of Hellbats was such a huge blow to me. And now he's going to be using the speed of the Vikings in the land mode to take out this hatchery, sending in some Lings, which I don't even know if they have any attack upgrades. 1 attack upgrade against 2 armor upgrades to try to stop these Vikings. Of course, it's not going to work. There just weren't enough Lings. I don't have a lot of larva production right now. Only 2 hatcheries up. And if we check out the supply count, it's 199 to 134. Oh, these 2 hidden bases were so huge. Losing the Spire and this base to those stray units was really huge as well. Still in it though, man. Still in it, getting a Hive, or a Spire, a Infestation Pit, and a Hydrogen. So I'm like, fuck these Vikings. I'm going to get some other units and see how that works. But look at this huge mech force. No reason for him not to move out now that he's got so much food. Going to be scanning here. And even just 4 tanks, plenty to stop these Locusts from getting to that base. Oh, and here we go. We got a big engagement. He's going to be moving right into my Swarm Host. But they have spawned something else. 3 Broodlords on the way as well. Here come his Vikings running over my spores. Am I going to be able to take this? Lots of Broodlords soaking up the damage with their little Broodlings. And the Vikings not losing a whole lot of Vikings. And they're going to pick off all those Broodlords. These spores a bit out of position. Should have moved them down yonder. Yeah, it looks like he's going to eliminate that entire forest. So the supply count is now 91 to 155. I am producing some roaches, but that was essentially the last battle, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. Did not look good the entire game. I really botched this game up, man. Just letting him have these 2 top bases, letting him kill all my tech with just a couple units, letting him harass me with just a couple units, not seeing all of his tank drops, even though I had good spread. That's just me needing to watch the mini-map. Got a lot of mutas, able to take out these Vikings and chase away all these ground forces. But as you know, he's just got so much income. He's got these tanks just kind of hanging over here. Looks like they might actually go down to mutas. Mutas still just 1-1. So maybe I shouldn't have sped it up and given it away so soon. Couple Thors out though. Once the Thors get out, it's going to be bad. Eliminating all of these tanks. Can my mutas take down these turrets? It's very doubtful. It doesn't even look like I'm going to try. I'm just going to get the heck back, see if my mutas can harass his base up here. Oh, am I going to get that in time? Yes, I am going to get there in time. It is on ×2 speed right now, I think. No, it's on faster. These Hellions. Meanwhile, I'm going to be going for my gold base. Nope, they're just going to hang out for a while. Muta's able to deny this, trying to pick up that command center. He's going to smartly lift it off, and these Hellions just killing so many workers. He's killed 79, 81 workers this game, 83 workers this game. So many workers killed. These Mutas doing a pretty good job. Should have used Mutas a lot sooner, force some Thors. Then when he's forcing the Thors, my Swarm Host can do a lot more, but he's just going to walk them out and just threaten my Mutas so much. This is such a useless air mode. I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to produce drones and catch up, but I just don't have the economy that he has. He's got way more gas, way more minerals, about twice as much in each department, and these Swarm Hosts just aren't going to be enough. See, I saw that he got Thor, so I started producing some more Swarm Hosts, but it's not enough. It was a good decision, I believe, just because he's got no anti-Swarm Host units really here. It's just not going to be enough. These roaches trying to run in and take down these Thors and tanks, and he's actually going to be running back to the safety of the tanks in the high ground. Maybe not the best choice. Now I need to get out of there. There we go. Smart to get out of there when I did. These Vikings pretty well upgraded, and they're going to be able to best these mutas just because of their awesome upgrades. And that's exactly what I mean. Like, he got mech upgrades, but they helped his Vikings so much that mutas just couldn't cut it, and that's pretty much going to be it. I am bone dry. He's going to be coming in and eliminating this base, and I GG out of the game. So, pretty interesting matchup, but poorly played by me. That was just awful. But again, I'm getting into the swing of the whole macro game thing, scouting, denying, distant denying drops and shit like that, and learning what to do against mech. Definitely having access to his Spire is great if he's low on Thors. I mean, Spire Infestation Pit, they're not that expensive to get the buildings, but I don't know. Seeing if he had no Thors, mutas would have been a great choice. Force him into some Thors, then maybe switch to Swarm Hosts. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love you a long time. Thanks for watching. Penis, cock, balls, vagina.